Happy New Year, friends, and welcome back. I hope you guys are doing amazing. So today, once again, is the end of December and I'm planting. So today we're going to be planting some Papaver. I think that's how you pronounce it. Some Papaver Oriental, basically some poppy roots. These are the perennial poppies that you plant in fall and they bloom for you in spring. So this particular one is the Helen Elizabeth. It's a beautiful, soft apricot peachy pink poppy. It gets about, I think, 36 to 42 inches tall. Here I'm just trying to figure out where would I like to plant them, because this back bed is stuffed like lasagna with alliums. I have gladiator alliums and I think it is gigantium alliums. Back here they were all on sale. I bought them on clearance, which is just amazing. So this area is going to be stuffed with different color and size alliums. I also have some sensational alliums in this back bed as well. So I'm just randomly placing the poppy roots so they could intermingle. These alliums bloom around late spring, early summer, and so does this poppy, so they should look really well together. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, where should I put them so when I'm digging my holes I do not dig up my allium bulbs that I worked so hard when planting, which I did anyway because I planted so much alliums in this space. This auger that I'm using, it was like a test run. So this auger belongs to Erica. Shout out to Erica once again for just being just an amazing person, and she let me use this to see how I like it before I bought my own. This is amazing on my back, easy to use, and it is a workhorse. I didn't have to do a lot of work. I dug through these holes like it was nothing. Quick 1-2 and I was done with these holes. So when you're planting your Oriental poppies, you want to make sure that the roots, the holes that you're digging, are deep enough to accommodate the full root, so you don't bend any of the root system, and they are perfectly comfortable in the holes and to cover up the top. So with the new growth, you want to make sure it's at least 2 inches covered underneath the soil, not too deep. I did not use any fertilizer at all in this area, so hopefully they come up for me. Now we're getting ready to plant some tulips that I had left over. This is the Belle Époque tulips, and then we have some Black Hero tulips. I planted this variety around my fountain area and I had some left over, so I was like, you know what, let's just put them in this bed and to tie in that area together. Now I am just zooming through these holes, and these holes are big enough to hold up to 7 tulip bulbs per hole, which is amazing to me. So in each hole I had 3, 5, and 7. I did random numbers just to give me that clustered look, and you guys, as you guys stated, odd numbers look better in the landscape, so that's what I did. Also in this area I have some salvias that I bought on clearance for $1 each early on in mid-spring, early summer, somewhere around there, and I had planted them in here. They were really stressed, so they did somewhat okay for me last season. I'm thinking of digging them up, but I'm going to let them go for another season just to see how they perform. When I was digging the holes, I tried my best not to damage their root system or dig any of them up by accident in this area. So the great thing about it is when they do come up, they will somewhat camouflage the tulip stems and foliage while they're dying back, so it won't look a hot mess, and I'll still have space for some type of annual to put in the front to still camouflage the rest of it, because when you plant tulips in mass and they start to turn and brown when they're done blooming, it looks a hot mess, and it's either you pull them before they dry up, so you will leave your tulips as an annual, or you leave them to die back to hopefully they will perennialize for you, and they will suck up all the nutrients and energy from the sun in their leaves to send to their bulbs to perennialize to come back the following season. For me, tulip bulbs don't really come back here, and if they do, they don't come back as strong as the first season when after you plant them. So I'm not really too worried about them if they're going to come back or not. That's another reason why I planted so many alliums, and I'm going to be planting more daffodils, more perennials. Invest in those that come back for you, that are guaranteed, than my tulips. I love tulips. I love the color, different varieties and style, but man, it's a lot of money. They require a lot of money, especially when you have a decent sized yard. So now I'm just cleaning up a few things. I could do a better job, but I'm just picking up random few things that blew all over the yard from the heavy wind that we've had. And then I'm going to bring in some soil. So between the hydrangeas and the hibiscus, you can't really tell right now because everything is sleeping, I have a little valley in between those that I would like to bring up to match everything else. There's a slope in between there that I would like to cover up. But before that, let's plant up this basket. So this basket I bought on Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was $20 or less. Concrete. This is not resin. This is concrete. Beautiful. And I'm just going to plant up this one bag that I have of this particular variety. Now, there were several of these bulbs that were rotted. They weren't looking so good, so I had to get rid of them. I did not have enough of this particular variety because I only had one bag. Shout out to Erica once again for giving me one bag, because I went to her house, I saw it and I really liked it, and she's like, you can have it. So what I did was I went back and I added some Black Hero to give some more contrast, more depth to this area, to this basket, which is going to look great. By the way, guys, you see that lemon jade lime green thing that you see on the ground? That is it's a sedum, lemon coral sedum, and I did not plant it there. I had planted a piece in that basket like 2 seasons ago. I'm thinking a baby piece fell on the ground and it's just been growing and spreading like crazy. I was like, you know, I'm just going to leave it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to propagate some in my cold frame, leave it over winter and see what happens. This is not for resale. For legal purposes, this is not for resale. This is to use in my yard. So, and see what happens. It's beautiful. It's evergreen here in zone 7. It's just amazing. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm just bringing in some soil. This is not mulch. This is not mulch. This is just some cheap topsoil I picked up from the orange store. I had a coupon. I did not want to go to waste, so I picked up several bags of these topsoil just to fill in that area, because once I said there is a valley between the hydrangeas and the hibiscus, and I just wanted to bring up that area by an inch or two. So I'm just filling in some random areas. And by the way, if you look all the way to your right, you can see the peony bush. It is still there. I'm just a wuss. I'm just so scared and nervous to move it, but I'm gonna shut my eye eventually, and I'm just gonna dig it up and put it somewhere else. I cannot believe I've been talking for this whole video. I did not stop to take a breather or a deep breath. All right, so we're just spreading out this topsoil. It's not perfect, but we're going to come back with mulch anyway. This area is slowly coming together. I need to finish bringing in some rocks to finish off this area all the way up to the fence, to the gate, to go into hydrangea lane. And then I need to clean up this little cluster of things, mishmash things that's going on here, move my fertilizer and my leaf mulch and everything. I have a nice patch of black-eyed Susans right here. I mean, I planted as one single container and it just spread like crazy. It's easy to dig up, so it's nothing to worry about. It's not invasive. Then I'm just going to clean up this area, move this blueberry bush, these containers and everything. Just clean up this area slowly but surely. I still have my hydrangeas in containers. They're still here. I'm slowly working on that. This season, I just did not get to removing the grass, bumping out the coral bells and everything like that. But slowly but surely, I'm going to leave some stuff for spring. So that's all I got done in this video. And your girl will be continue to plant because we have some 60-degree weather coming up. And I'm just so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.